Hey, it's Tim with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. We haven't done a live stream for a while, so I thought I'd do one. Throw one out there for you, the boys and girls out there. And I thought we'd go old school. Jill's traveling to California right now, and so she's unavailable, and I didn't want to line up a guest because I had a lot on my plate. So, uh, used to be way back in the day. I used to do live streams by myself and answer your questions, talk about things in the truck world. So I thought, let's do it again. Let's throw something out there. And frankly, I'm paying for the podcast service anyways, so I better use it. Is the way I'm going to say that. There's been a lot of stuff going on the channel. I should play something. Lots of stuff going on the channel. A lot of, obviously lots of Tundra stuff because I have the Tundra right now. Lots of comparison videos, lots of stuff from Phil doing videos now. We have Jill doing videos, not still doing videos. We have Erica doing videos. Just say Erica and Phil are new doing videos. So lots of good stuff on the channel. Lots of good information out there. And truck market is just, it's insane. Hey, Gene, the truck market is just insane right now. Used truck prices are high. New truck prices are high. If you can get a truck, good luck. People keep asking me what the best truck to buy is. And I'm like, the one you can find. Because it's so hard to find trucks right now. And so, I just thought we'd talk about some stuff. So, trying to think about what the news items lately. Ford's Rattler truck, which is an interesting name for a truck. Good luck finding that one for sale. I don't know. That's such a negative viewpoint right now in the inventory in the marketplace because it's so many places where there's just not much truck going on. Hey, somebody's from Florida. Lauren. I don't know. I need Jill here. She's better at pronouncing stuff than I am. So lots of crazy stuff going on there. And I just, like I said, I will throw the live stream out you guys, see what kind of questions you guys had, things you want to talk about. I did just weigh the Tundra today. Kind of running out. I'm not running out of ideas. I'm just waiting. Honestly, I'm really impatient. I want the hybrid version of the Tundra, the iForce Max. And the press fleet off still keeps stonewalling me a little bit. They don't have one, which is frustrating. I can't get them. Quebec, Florida for Gene, and Sterling, Colorado. I've been through Sterling quite a bit. Kentucky, where you guys are all. It's like you guys are putting down where you're watching from. It's like you guys have been trained. I've seen other people do that, and they're like, shout out where you're from, and do that. So, the interior of 794. That's my biggest bitch is I want to get another Tundra and do some real comparisons with the Limited and see interior differences. I want to see air suspension. I want to see the active variable suspension, the load leveling in the back. I want to see fuel economy. I want to tow with it, and I can't get one, which is kind of frustrating. Really frustrating. Come on back to Houston. You'll find a truck here. If you have I'm actually willing to hit the road if I can have a chance. General Motors Jeff is here. I'm going to see General Motors Jeff in person in a couple weeks. I just got my airfare figured out for that. We do the Sierra Drive in a couple weeks, and all right, there we go. Jay Ray's got a question. Here we go. These are the ones. Dwayne says, how many more off-road trims can Ford come up with? I'm thinking about a dozen more. Really confuse the customer. That's really the plan. I actually one of my better videos was I did the Ford XL STX package, I believe, which is on this channel a couple years ago, and that actually was a big hit. So they have a lot of different weird things in Ford you can get for good. You can find good value in some of those trims. All right, so J Ray, we've touched on it, but when is GM unveiling the Colorado Canyon? Yes, I'd like to know that as well. So what do we have currently? I just wrote a story today about this. So we have the ZR2 drive happened, right? Silverado ZR2, and Silverado ZR2 Bison is all but confirmed. So that's going to happen. Turn my phone over. So that's probably what happened in the fall, I would say, or spring of next year. You'll see a ZR2 Bison following the footsteps of Colorado Bison ZR2 and Colorado Bison. So you got the full size truck out of the way, right? New interior, that kind of stuff. The challenge with the Colorado Canyon, and that's what General Motors Jeff saying summer, is not only do you have the Colorado Canyon, but you also have the heavy duties. So the 2500 and 3500 should get the new interiors, which we've seen spied as well. So GM's got a lot of truck news coming, and so I'd be surprised if they didn't hold off. I guess I don't quite know is how their semiconductor chip issues going, and whether or not they really want to launch. I mean, launching products is separate than doing manufacturing. They got to keep launching products. It's just the way that part of the business works. But yeah, I would think that we're pretty soon having Colorado Canyon. I've seen everything say 2023. So if you follow the old school thinking, the 2023 model year should come out August, September, which means you should be unveiled sometime in the summer, and then later on in that fall, that model year comes out. It's historically been COVID, auto show craziness. Everything's kind of messed all that stuff up. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And the Ford building the U.S. spec Ranger. That's another one. It would make sense that the Ranger would come out too. So Ford did the F-150 Rattler as a whatever throwaway kind of not throwaway. It's just new trim. It's not big news. Let's see. They had the F-150 always makes changes, and Super Duties. Super Duties should come out as well. So Ford's got the same problem GM's got, right? So Ford's got a new Super Duty coming and a new Ford Ranger coming. GM's got new Canyon Colorado coming, and they have new Silverado and Sierra heavy duties coming, plus some off-road trims. And so there's a lot of new trucks coming out, and it's just going to see if they're going to get them all out to market and when they get in the market. But they should all be coming out this fall. Should be an exciting fall if you can get a truck. which honestly, guys, that's my main concern next year, or actually later on this year, is buying a truck. I'm really concerned, and I buy trucks all the time. I'm really concerned. You guys sometimes get mad at all the favors I call in different places, but I'm gonna have to call in a lot of favors to get a new truck next year, or this year, I should say. I'm saying next year, but because I don't know, it's tough. Russell wants to know any test results of multiple drivers and profiles at the same time in the Tundra. Yeah, the test results have been terrible. Just my wife has a profile which she hates as well as I do, which I think is funny how I've had a rather unpleasant ownership experience with the private driver profiles, and other YouTube channels don't seem to talk much about that. I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe it's just me being cranky, probably. So she doesn't like the driver profile. She can set it, but here's the problem: is this legit happened. I'm gonna tell you the story. This is kind of back behind the scenes. So we had Easter weekend at the house. Sister-in-law was parked in because the people next to us had a massive party and parked her in. So she took my truck. That's fine. Took the Tundra, shared in the store, came back. Well, she took the key fob and put it in her pocket, and then she went to her dad's house. It was like 25, 30 miles away, and didn't bring the key fob back. So remember the Tundra's infotainment system, the really great system. That big key fob was linked to my profile, because you have to link a key fob to the profile. Remember the other video I did? I can't get the backup key to link to my profile. So this week while I'm driving the Tundra, because I had a Mercedes Benz that they picked up, so I drove my truck all week. I couldn't get in the truck without the guest profile screen popping up, which was better because I can dismiss that, or I can do settings. So I dismissed it because it won't link to the key. So, Russell, test results have been terrible. I can't get it to freaking work right, and it bugs me, and I hate it. I want to get my truck and drive. I don't deal with the screen popping up every single time. So that's what's my frustration this week. So I'm hoping to get that key back. If I get the big key, it's a big key, same size key. They have little rings on the top, little key rings on top. One's got a big key ring, one's got a small one. That's how I know they're different. And so yeah, so that has been I'm not happy at all with that. So multiple driver profile, and I want it to just work. Yeah. Buddy, I'm with you. I don't know why it's got to be so freaking hard, but it has been, and I have not had any luck. Gene wants to know, will New Colorado Canyon have a new dash? Oh, dear Lord, I hope so. I really do hope so. Another question: is Ram going to do the refresh this fall? You know what? Oh my goodness. I really want them to. So again, I need to buy another truck. I frankly, the way the channel's going, I need to buy 2 trucks. But yeah, so I need to buy another truck, and so my money is on Ram doing a refresh. My money is on that 3-liter Hurricane going in that refresh, and then my money is on that's the truck I should buy because it's newest truck, newest engine. It's what I should do, right? Definitely. However, who knows when I'm gonna get one? So Wagoneer and Jeep. I want to say Jeep. This is so bizarre. So Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer, you can't call them Jeep Wagoneers, Jeep Grand Wagoneers. They get mad at me over that stuff, and it's not in the press release at all. It never says Jeep anywhere. and on the vehicle it doesn't say Jeep as far as I know of anywhere on that vehicle. And if you go to the website, I think they have a separate slot for Wagoneer. Doesn't say Jeep at all. Anyway, side tangent just bothers me because it's a damn Jeep. Anyways, the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are going to have the 3-liter Hurricane gas engine, and one's a 510 for the Grand Wagoneer because you got to have more power with the Grand Wagoneer. And the other one's going to be like 340, 310, whatever. I don't remember off the top of my head. I really, I need over here. I need like an engine chart, like specs and torque and like all the different engines. I need an intern. That's what I need. But yeah, so I'm really hoping that gets that because the reality of things is that's what I want to buy. I'm hoping it's get refreshed. It makes sense, right? So in 2019, the Ram 1500 came out, and 2019 the GMC Sierra and Chevy Silverado came out. So it's been 3 years. And they usually do a mid-cycle refresh every 3 years. That is what Chevy's done, right? And GM, they're a little off because of COVID kind of stuff. But it makes sense that they're doing it. Ram's doing it. Timing's the same. Ford updates their truck every time they sneeze. And so it's like, it makes sense to catch up and stuff. Hey, from Aurora, Colorado. I know where that's at. So you're going to be busy for the next few years. It sounds like, yeah. Elliot, I'm going to be really busy. And like I said, I'm just trying to buy another truck. RHB Keith. Is it possible when a change is coming to new 3-liter diesel, some form of DFM? Do they realize how many sales they are losing because DFM is on the gas motors? DFM is such an interesting topic. So it's dynamic fuel management system. It's different from the AFM, which is, what was the AFM? I have terms in my head, but the dynamic fuel management system, it's a very interesting topic. And so what I want to say is a couple things. Number one, I don't think they realize how many sales are losing because when I talked to GM about their seats, they were shocked. They had never heard that. And I'm like, General Motors Jeff will back me up on this a little bit because in his channel I asked him same issue if he had the same comment, and he didn't know anything about it until people on his YouTube channel started commenting. And so I'm kind of hoping that this growth of the YouTube channel and growth of social media gets the word back to that, the people at the Rensen, which is their big headquarters there, because they don't realize it. They have no idea. And so they think DFM is awesome. So now, was it possible when a change is coming 3-liter diesel, some form of DFM? I don't think that the diesel needs DFM with the inline 6. I don't think you can see any benefits there. I mean, I guess you could, but no, I would think that 3-liter diesel, what the weirdest name, LZO. I think it's LO or 0, LZ0, because like LP5 and LML are the other ones, or L5P. I don't know. They're freaking naming. So I don't know. I don't think you need it in a 6-cylinder stuff like that. I mean, I guess you could go down to like 1 cylinder if you had to, but a diesel is a different byproduct, a different version of the engine. Totally, I think it works well in gas because gas can fire just right. I just don't think there's any benefits to diesel, and I'm not aware. Maybe you guys can correct me. Absolutely correct me. Are you guys aware of a diesel engine with cylinder deactivation worldwide? I can't think of one. I don't think of one. Ram Riders here. Ram Riders all about me to get a new diesel Ram truck. Waiting on the Raptor R. Everybody in the world waiting for the Raptor R. Will it have a V8? Will it not have a V8? Will it have a V8? Will it have it? Maria, don't forget the Maverick. Yeah, so about that, we'll have an announcement coming soon, but teaser, the wife does not want the Maverick. I ordered one for her and she said no. So so that's my other problem, right? So I got to figure out what my wife's going to buy. Do I give her the Tundra and buy another truck? That's an interesting question. So yeah, we're kind of there's a lot of debating going on in Tim's world right now. A lot of debating because she did not like she drove. I had her drive the Maverick for a week and she said no. So I'm gonna get her on video talking about what she liked, didn't like, but then we gotta figure out what she's gonna buy. Typically, she goes EV or SUV. We were talking about EV SUV, I should say. We're talking about that. I'm talking about buying myself another truck, the Ram, and keeping the Tundra for a little while longer. I'd like to see like a 20,000 mile oil change, a new engine. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. But I wrote the entire truck off this year, so there is 0 tax benefit to having that truck next year, and that's kind of a problem because I need to write up something. Tim is getting stuck with the Ridgeline for a long-term review. People always think that I'm a Ridgeline hater. I don't hate the Ridgeline. It's not my cup of tea. I would drive it for a while. I tell you what, it's damn good on dirt roads. Washboards, amazing. Great. I hate I've heard the Ram is getting a similar digital display that's in the Jeep Grand Cherokee Wagoneer. Remember, Eric, it's not a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Yeah. At this point, I've heard I need to write a story of what to expect. I haven't done that yet. I think they will. I think they're going to get a digital display. Right now, they have analog with digital mix. Everybody's going digital, so I think that's going to happen there. And wanted to say, what was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about that. The biggest thing RAM needs, in my humble opinion, is they need more payload. It seems like active fuel management. Yeah, it seems like every time I get a Ram, or like I was at the New York Auto Show, and all the Ram trucks I get have like 1,000 pounds of payload. And I've talked to Ram about that, and they're defending the product, which they should. But I don't understand why the payload's so low. Like I wonder if I'm just looking at the weird one or not. I don't know what's going on. It's strange. No, Mark. I know where that's at. I lived in Denver for 14 years. Lakewood, Thorntonside. I have a sister in Aurora. Active fuel management, AFM, active fuel management. Then we have dynamic fuel management. That's old. He calls it Chevy Malibu and Nova. That's great. Yes. Is there any concern about oil starvation on some deactivation? There has been. Oil's been a question mark. The AFM stuff I've heard, it uses more oil. People are concerned about that. There's people are concerned about wearing on the cylinders and stuff. There's a lot of concerns out there about cylinder deactivation. The reality is everybody's doing it, right? So Ford F-150 5-liter now cylinder deactivation. The Hemi has cylinder deactivation, but it just seems like GM's cylinder deactivation gets all of the headlines, and I'm not sure what that is. Telluride. That's interesting. I like Telluride. I don't like the changes to Telluride. I wonder if I can throw that on the screen. Tim gets technical. Telluride. Yeah, so 20, let's see. So let's go 2022 because I think I believe that do we see that? Did we see it in New York? Maybe we did. Okay, so that's a Telluride. Because I know they refreshed this is where I need chill. I know they refreshed the Hyundai. Yes. Okay, there we go. I'm going to get comparable. These are sort of comparable images. So let's borrow. We're going to borrow that one. We're going to steal this one. All right. So then, how to do this? No. Okay. There's got to be a way to do this. Share. Okay. Slides. I want to your computer. Okay. Upload file. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, it's not a slide. All right. Darn it. I don't know how to share it. Share screen. Chrome tab. That one. Oh, look, I did it. Did I do it? I did it. Haha. Haha. So there's a 2023, right? It's got those headlights and they changed the grill. I don't know why they did. So look at the 2022. Okay, so that's 22. Is that no? That looks like 23. There's 22. The front end is all different, and I'm not sure I like that any better. I don't know. It just seems different to me. This is a weird look too. So, all right, there you go. I made it kind of work. That's the difference in that. I heard rumor of a Maverick Sport version. What's interesting in the Maverick is I don't think Ford knew how much the Maverick's going to be a hit, and they keep talking about every time I talk to Ford about stuff, it's like Mach-E, 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 and I'm like, the Ford Maverick like dusted the Mach-E in sales, but every press release, Mach-E, 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 and I'm like, I don't understand that. I've heard people want to lift the Maverick. I've heard people that want to lower it. I saw a guy who did a complete lowered it, and he took the unibody. Did he weld the seam between the bed and stuff? I've seen some really interesting Maverick conversions. I think the challenge with the sport version is just building it at the moment, to be honest with you. And I haven't heard anything from Ford and the Maverick. Like, and again, doing that drive with them in Nashville, they were just confused as far as um, what the take rate. They thought only, and I got a lot of hate over this, but honestly, Ford literally told me they thought it was going to be a woman who's going to buy this in a city, in an urban environment, and that's all who's going to be targeted towards. So for them to make a sport version, they'd have to change their whole thinking behind what they're putting the Maverick and who the Maverick is slated for. Ram needs new and more engine options. Yeah, well, I mean, the V6 going away with the Hurricane. The EcoDiesel is going to stick around. The Hemi they're going to keep around just like they did with the Grand Wagoneer and Wagoneer, but they'll make those options and not standard. That's going to be the biggest change. The biggest thing is the TRX is going to live, which I thought was interesting. So yeah. What's up with the Duramax buyback? Will they fix them and resell? Yeah, I did look at that Duramax news. They're buying somebody said 150,000 units, and when I checked on the news a little bit, they were like, they're all written off, not written. They're all been fixed and been repaired, and it's a weird story. I've never heard of them buying back that many vehicles, and it seems like if they're going to buy them back, they'll take the engine out and toss or whatever, and then they'll put a new engine in and sell them. Then seems like. Dwayne, how are you allowed to write off the whole truck? It's the change in the tax code starting, I think it was like 2018, 2019, section 523, something like that. I don't know. I have a tax accountant. Takes care of that for me. I got to put my work trucks on a depreciation schedule and come right off like 40% of the cost first year. Yeah, that changed. It's section 529. It's right. Section. No, that's tuition plan. Um, yeah, it changed. Check your tax accountant about that. So we write off as much as we want to write off. If it looks like a Jeep, rides like a Jeep, and costs like a Jeep, it is a Jeep. Sounds like some diesels do have sun activation, at least according to Eaton, supposed to help with DEF being more efficient. Huh. That's an interesting question. AIM brings up a statement, and AIM, thank you for so much being on the channel. He comments a lot on the videos, and I read all the comments. Don't respond to all of them, but I do read them. Yes, I'm drinking water tonight. I really appreciate all extensive Tundra info. Well, I'm glad. I mean, you guys keep watching it, so I keep putting it out there. I'm in an impasse. New 22 Silverado 1500 LTZ with 3-liter or 2022 Toyota Tundra Limited Hybrid. Daily drive and occasional weekend towing. So here's my question for you. First of all, fail safe. Two things. So first, they're all good truck choices. Second thing, the hybrid. The hybrid is not really much better fuel economy and a little bit better occasional weekend hauling. So it seems like with the 3-liter diesel or with a hybrid, are you talking about you want to have a better fuel economy experience or a better towing experience? That'd be my first like delineate line, like in the sand. Which one are you going at? Has it been officially confirmed the 5.7 Humvee is getting killed off? No, it hasn't been officially confirmed. I can tell you that talking to the Ram CEO Koval several times, it's tough. It's getting harder and harder for them to build a Hemi. It really is. They're just what do you say? Well, I can't repeat anything you said off the record, but let me tell you, the emissions rules globally are going to be a big problem for them. And if you look back at the CAFE history of CAFE, Chrysler, Stellantis, we're going to call this company, they keep paying fines for not meeting their CAFE numbers. They're one of the companies, them and like I think it's Jaguar, and maybe Porsche. And so they have to they pay a fine sometimes on vehicles they sell because they don't meet the CAFE laws or CAFE rules, which is really a big problem if your company trying to make a lot of profit. And so to me, that was again, it's more headwinds against the Hemi. I always turn my AVF off myself. I just don't trust it. Yeah, there's a lot of concern about that. Around here, you can order a Telluride with no markup. If they're on a lot, these idiots want 2,500, 5,000 over. Yeah, I think I really have to order something at a local dealer with no thing. I don't know. It seems like that's the way it's gonna be. Adria, Adria, the Metal Outlaw. I like that name. Howdy from Texas, Mr. Tim. Well, howdy to you. Dig your channel, man. Thanks for giving us Truckers Load on the downloads. Downloads. Yeah. Hey, no problem. Texas is, I like Texas. I like the old Telluride better, especially with those AMLO headlights. I do too. Dave is here. Dave is in Bronco land currently. I like the new Kia logo. Oh, Jill. Jill is in the airport and she's saying, don't listen to anything he says. Well, yeah, I need Jill tonight. I made a couple mistakes. What's a marquee? What is a marquee? I'm not sure. I love the changes Kia did. They made it look less like a Yukon. It looks more like nothing like any other Kia crossover, which is far better. Google the all-new Sorento. Ooh. Kia Sorento. Let's see. So I always spell Sorento wrong. I wanted to give it 2 R's. Images. So are you? Oh. Huh. It is pretty bland. All right. Maki and insult the Mustang owners everywhere. It just last news Mustang. Dude, yes. Hate the way the Maki friend looks. They're giving me some crap about my diet. Tim, when are you squat your Tundra? I'm not squatting my Tundra, Phil. Not gonna happen. And yes, so Phil did a video on squatting trucks, and it's a good video. I enjoyed it immensely. If you guys didn't check it out, check it out. Hate all the screens, electronics, and new cars. Dave in Canada says, I'd love to tell you that's coming to an end, but it's not. And they want more and more screens and more electronics. EVs bite, tofu, soy. Yeah, I'm trying to have more anti-inflammatories in my diet, and I was trying something new the other day. No worse than oh geez. Let's see. Hope the Titan lives on. The Titan's interesting, isn't it? I don't understand how the Titan XD can live on. Phil's working on this video. It's coming out. I don't know what's going to be. Anyways, it's I did the Tundra versus Titan because I know we want to do one more truck comparison. Titan XD. So it's really interesting. I really like the Titan XD, but I can't make the case for it. Why it would stay on. Section text code 109. Text code 179. 179. Yes. So fundamentally, Section 179 of the IRS tax code gives businesses the ability to deduct the full purchase price, qualifying equipment, and/or software purchased or financed during the tax year. There you go. Section 109 to the guy who asked. I forget his name. Tundra step install was a bear. Oh. That video was like, what was it? It was 25 minutes long exporting time. And I was like, there's nobody going to watch a 25-minute video of me doing a step and install. And the freaking screws really pissed me off. Why, if you're going to design a part for a truck, why would you do both machine screws and coarse thread? Well, you design the part. Just tap the holes differently. Why would a truck have coarse threads? I mean, vehicles mostly have machine threads, right? I mean, it's a machine. Oh, I was so pissed off about that stuff. I about took my I about screwed up. So usually I get pissed and I get screwed up and I grab my air tools and bad things happen. Any idea which of the big three has the highest tolerance for the defects of their parts products? I imagine this info may be heavily guarded. Troy Stuckey wants to know. Highest tolerance. For years, it was Ram had the highest tolerance, talking to suppliers. So suppliers always say that Ram had the highest tolerance had the lowest tolerance for defects. Toyota has the highest tolerance for defects. I've actually heard that suppliers won't work with Toyota because of their tolerances too high. That's on the side. I would say that Ford and GM are probably close, and Ram was third for a while. But I think Ram's picked it up with the suppliers. So I don't know. I don't think there is any sort of number that's public at all, even close. Since December, I walked 8 miles per day and have gone from 38 west to almost 33. Congrats, Dave. That's great. I just got to stop. Yeah, eating the bad foods. Mostly economy. Oh, so mostly economy fail safe means. So the hybrids shouldn't be even in the equation. I mean, it's like 1 or 2 mile per gallon better on city, not really anything highway. So I would just get rid of that one because you're going to spend $3,500 more for like 1 mile per gallon. Like it makes the hybrid to me and that setup makes no sense. And it's all a towing thing. So I get rid of that. I would go diesel, 3-liter diesel for economy. But you said Hold on, I'm going back up. I want to make sure I'm going to read this right. My only question for you is how much daily driving do you plan on doing? If you plan on driving like 3 to 5 miles, do not get a diesel. You need to drive it more to get the regen cycle to work. So, if you're driving on town only, then maybe the hybrid Tundra makes sense. But yeah, I don't think that fuel economy is going to be anything different. Not going to be anything big. Paul Diesel, Tim, have you heard anything about the new Hurricane i6 going in the Ram 2500? I've been asked that question quite a bit, and I don't think so. I don't think the Ram 2500 does it come. This is so. Let's look this up. So I'm going to hold back. Let me stop talking for a moment and look this up because I didn't think the tradesman's the bottom trim, right? So the tradesman, this is why I need to buy a freaking Ram. Anytime I buy a truck brand, I spend a lot of time researching the truck brand, even more than I normally do, and it really helps me out when I'm talking about this stuff. I want to see what engine choices there are. Capability, is that it? Come on, strong engines. Okay. So they currently in the 2500, they have the 6.7 liter turbo diesel inline six, which is the big Cummins, and they have the 6.4 liter Hemi. Right, that's your two choices. There's no V6 option, and there's no inline six option. So I can't see the business case for a small inline six in a 3/4 ton, and GM doesn't do it, and Ford doesn't do it. So they'd be the first. I'm not sure that I guess it makes sense if you do the 510 high output. But the thing is, Ram 2500 and heavy duty trucks are not emissions. They don't apply for emissions, so they don't hurt you for the emissions, I should say. So they're not cafe rules there. So they don't have to put the inline six in for cafe, and most brands of the big three, because heavy duty trucks don't have published mile per gallon estimates, they don't care about fuel economy in heavy duty trucks. I've talked to many brands; they just don't care about fuel economy in heavy duty because nobody buys heavy. In their view, I'm going to say this more accurately. In their view, nobody buys heavy duty trucks for fuel economy. They buy it for power and torque, and so I can't understand why they would do a Hurricane inline six in 2500 because they don't care about fuel economy. They want a bigger engine anyways, and they want less. Typically, in heavy duties, you want less weirdness. I'm gonna go with weirdness. Some deactivation, they don't want that. They want a bunch of the fancy stuff. So you're trying to make these, trucks more reliable, in that you has less features. So yeah, lost automotive cognitive still like this. Yes, Matthew says, "How is Swede doing?" Swede is still in the shop. I haven't got him out. He's still getting work done, and frankly, I just paid a bunch of taxes. So until I get some more money, I'm gonna get him out of the shop. But when Swede is done, he will make a miraculous return to the channel. To clarify, most of the economy, my daily commute is in town, and my 5.7 Tundra is blurred in my wallet. Yeah, the 5.7 Tundra around town was not good. I would go gas if you're only driving in town. Diesels, you need to get more miles on them, frankly. Let's see. Maki with beige interior is called a macchiato. I can have it tomorrow if you want. Titan versus Tundra. No, I don't know, Phil. It's up to people in the stream. I just was in my head referencing this stuff. So yeah, do it tomorrow. What do we got tomorrow? We got a new show. We have a new show tomorrow. By the way, I'm doing a new news show tomorrow. We'll see if that goes big or goes home. It'll be interesting to see if Titan gets a turbo V6 in the next iteration. It'll be interesting to see if Titan takes around the next generation. Hey, YouTube car spotter guide is here. Thank you for insight. Sure, happy to help. Yes, engine need heat to work efficiently and to adequately lubricate themselves. Short trips aren't great for any ICE. Yeah, aim diesel or gas. Short trips, you really need to get out there and just pedal down. Drives like me, except my husband. My wife also drives like Jill. Sweet is not dead. Back in the day, didn't Ford have a 306 cylinder on their 2500? Somebody knows. I don't know. I haven't heard of a 6 cylinder on their 250. maybe back more in the day. Just Tim. I did not kill it. 294 is last lap at Daytona. All right, so here we go. What'd you say? Uh, 250 with 300 I6. Oh yes. From 1965 to 1997. Wow, that's a 300 I6. So wow, Ram Ryder, you are talking back in the day. That is very much back in the day. So yeah, that's interesting. So I mean, inline sixes were really popular. I mean, Swede had one. He had a 230, 223, 225, whatever it was. He had an inline six, and that thing crud out on me. So I had to get a new V8 for that engine. But yeah, that was back in the day. All right, so Johnny C, my 2019 Ram 15er with 55,000 miles already has lifter and cam issues. Oh, God, that's terrible. I'm constantly getting the team together. We're working on stories about the lifter issues. We're working on those. Getting rid of it and buying used. What used truck is the best bang for your buck to buy right now? I keep saying this. If you can go buy a used Titan, it's kind of a hidden gem right now. It's a big V8, and if it's pretty good reliability that's in that gas engine version of it, and pretty cheap. And it's usually cheap on used lots because people don't know much about it. Challenge is you got to find one. But yeah, I've toyed with buying a Titan. There's just nothing really. The thing of the Titan is there's nothing really amazing about it. It doesn't really stand out in the marketplace. Nothing that really you can say, "Oh, look at that." I got a message. My golf buddy's not playing golf tomorrow. But we're not. It's windy as heck here. But so there's nothing that stands out on it that really just makes me say wow about it. But it's a solid truck, and I've talked about that for years. And if you can find one, you can find one. So good. If the Tundra came with turbo diesel V8 engine, we in the Dominican Republic get it in Land Cruiser. Yeah. Do you still get the Land Cruiser, or did they kill it? The Tundra won't come with the diesel because of Toyota, Japan, and yeah, Toyota Japan. Old UPS trucks, inline six. Oh, and Phil still drives his i5. He's got a Hummer. He's got the Hummer people love to hate. He's been keyed. How many times have you been keyed there, Phil? Yes, they'd offer an F-250 that was more common Econoline 250 van. Huh. Watch me come supercharge. I can see it. From your conversation in the industry, do you have a sense about the coming Ram hybrid regarding their approach? Will it be focused on mopping out and towing? I was really disappointed. All right, later, Jill. I was really disappointed in Mike Koval because I asked him that, and he beat around the bush on it. So I was trying to get some sense from them whether it's going to be, this key 3 times. It's going to be whether it's going to be towing or fuel economy. So what we're seeing, right, in the industry is this weird approach. Ford kind of went Moprion with theirs in a way, although their little small V6, yeah, they have the V6. Chevys get the 4-cylinder. Their small V6 actually gets better fuel economy than the hybrid Power Boost in highway fuel economy numbers by like 1, but they get better city. So interesting mix there. And then Toyota was like, no, we're going towing. So it was like, what's going on here? Are trucks fuel economy or are they towing? And it's a really interesting take on either way what's going to happen. Now, historically, trucks have always gotten really poor fuel economy. They've gotten a lot better in the last decade, like greatly, much better. But they still are an aerodynamic brick on wheels, and they have to serve 2 purposes, towing or fuel economy. What I don't understand with this whole scenario is that if trucks are getting more electronics built into them, right? So there's more and more electronics built into them, and there's more. I'm gonna take them out. I don't know. No, all right, that's fine. If there's more and more electronics built in these trucks, and there's more and more engine technology built in these trucks, we have different drive modes and things. Then I'm like, why can't I have both? Why can't I have the driver mode selector go from economy and actually truly mean economy? Don't just make the gas pedal not do as much or transmission shift a little bit differently. Really give me the hybrid fuel economy. And why can't, when I go to towing mode, can I get the benefits of the hybrid towing in real terms, right? So why can't I have the driver switches for modes? Why can't I have the best of both worlds? If the hybrid is battery, if the powertrain is going to use the battery, I don't understand why we can't do both. That's my question for them is I don't, so you have all these different drive modes, different stuff you're going to do with them. So make them work. You have all these tools in your toolbox. You have all these turbos and 10-speed transmissions and rear axle ratios that are lighter these days. And you have, or shorter these days, not as big as they used to be. You have all this stuff going on. Why can't I just have both? Why can't I have just have both? Ram did a good flight. My EcoBoost gets worse mileage than my 2007 GMC V8. Ooh, get your foot out of the gas there, KB9. But you're taking a GM Duramax buyback news. My take is somebody screwed up and they bought them back. This has happened historically throughout the world of automotive. It's big news because the number, it seems like, and it seems like there's a lot of them. It does create some customer doubt about the reliability of Duramax, which is really the Duramax, one of those engines that honestly, well, it's been Duramax. I mean, it's been around for a while, and people swear by it, and they swear by that Nelson transmission. And so I think about this stuff going. This is the first time that I can recall that Duramax has had a big to do about it. Now, what I think the biggest thing from that buyback news is, I think it's just like the wastegate issue with Toyota Tundra or the lifter issues that brands. We're going to see a lot of energy behind it in the social media world. And I think that the overall number, if you look at it statistically, is probably a small amount are being bought back over the whole course of everything. So I think it's, from what I can tell, it was a supplier issue. They couldn't resolve it effectively without buying back trucks and just being done with it. But from what I understand is that it is been taken care of and the trucks will be bought back. And then I'm sure they'll be refitted with new engines and fleet sales or something will happen with them. I don't see that is going to be a deal breaker, but it does create a lot of, it's crazy, right? I mean, it's just big news that they're going to buy them back. That just stands out. I mean, you type that in Facebook or Twitter or where we're at these days. Was it Truth Social and LinkedIn or whatever you're at? And you get a lot of people commenting right away because it seems like that's a really big deal. So to me, it's like one of those things like recall. Oh my God, my truck got recalled. That was a big issue, right? And now recalls are happening so many times. It's like, truck got recalled. Oh, I got to take it to the shop. There's a technical service bulletin, a TSB. Oh, that was big news, right? That was big news for a while. I had these TSBs and that became like, well, okay, TSB is kind of like a baby recall, and the recalls were kind of blown out because GM recalled everything right around the ignition switch issue they're having. I had recalls I was doing stories on, like Ram recalled one truck, and it counted as a recall, right? So there's all stuff going on. And now you have this above the recall, you have this buyback. Wow, buyback. And it really creates this like, wow, they're going to buy these back, right? So it's weird. Like we're going to get to this point, we also have the thing where it's like, we're going to let our customers know that please don't drive your truck. And I've seen brands we're advising customers not to drive their truck. Leave it in the driveway, don't drive it. And then was the Chevy Bolt. They were like, do not park this in a garage. So I just think we have this escalating number of different news. And so, yeah, I don't make a big deal about it because, it seems like, again, the stories I've read, the people I've talked to, it's just a small glitch in the system and they're buying them back and they're going to be done with it. But I don't know. It does catch your attention. Let's see. Good point. Eco mode seems like just a gimmick at this point. It is. It's just I've driven so many vehicles. I did a mile per gallon drive. I don't know, a couple years ago. I did my 100-mile loop, which is insanely boring, by the way. But I did this same drive. And I did an eco mode, normal mode, and it was like maybe a mile gallon difference. I think it was, but it just garbage. What I don't like is when people come to me. Not I don't like. What we need to understand is eco mode does a big benefit around town. Stop and go driving. I'm going to believe you there. But I got guys who are like, hey, I drive in normal mode. I get in the interstate, I set the cruise 80, and I turn on eco. And I'm like, you do not know how eco mode works. It doesn't do anything. It's just going to change your transmission shift points and your gas pedal response. So that's all eco mode does. You don't just all of a sudden, I want to get 2 miles per gallon better. I'm going to turn to eco mode. Dude, I got it. Yeah, great. That doesn't work. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I'm never gonna buy that argument, and I'm not gonna do it. Let's see. What would your choice be on a pre-owned truck, Sierra Duramax or Titan, for 50 to 100 miles daily? We're talking 1,500. I guess we're talking 1,500. 1,500 miles. I'd take the Duramax. I think hybrid trucks. It's possible to have your cake and eat it too, but that comes at a cost. Yeah, I'm sorry, but come on. Let's just make it happen. We got some. The- I know engineers piss people off, and they piss me off too. Right? They make some stupid decisions. However, there are some pretty smart engineers out there, and somebody's got to have this figured out. There's not even engineers of major companies. There are aftermarket companies. There are tier one suppliers. There are engineers on top of engineers on top of engineers. Right? How could we got the Hummer that can do a crab walk and four-wheel steering, and you're telling me we can't actually make drive modes be something sport? I'll give you this sport mode in trucks. It makes a big difference, right? To me, it's like remember that there's a product that was called Pedal Commander. Basically, it took Pedal Commander and they put it in the trucks, right? So sport mode makes a difference. Sport mode normal, big difference. And fuel economy. You take an EcoBoost or the truck the iForce Tundra I have, put it in sport mode versus normal mode, you're going to see some fuel economy differences. Actually, I should do that. I should do 100-mile, the worst fuel economy I can get, sport mode the whole way, speed the whole way. That'd be interesting. I bet you I get like 10. Anyways, that makes a big difference. So why can't eco mode actually mean eco? Mm. Oh, I'm glad you asked this, Aim. I was going to talk about this. Toyota's battery is a nickel. This is nickel. What do they call it? Hydride, whatever. Nickel battery. Ford is lithium-ion based, so it may affect how they are able to pull current to power their pancake motors to assist. What I wanted to say was, isn't it interesting how much lithium-ion has gone up in price in the past year? I'm seeing reports out of like China. It was like up 900%. And so EVs that already are pretty expensive are going to get more and more expensive because lithium is a key component in the battery production. And I thought, does Toyota look really smart now by going nickel over lithium in the iForce Max because lithium prices grew so badly? Because I tell you what, I was with Spears and he was had to defend his nickel choice for some snarky journalists, and we're never snarky and snarky journalists, and so I was like, all right, so I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know a bunch difference between nickel and lithium. I don't. There's probably more benefits than I'm going to talk about in this. But I'm not that. I'm not that nerdy. Okay, just that value of things. But I thought it was really interesting with the really big increase in the price of lithium, and then I mean the shift and trying to get more mining of lithium. I read all this stuff. I'm just captivated by it because well, I mean, all right. So that's the future, right? So we're all going to be some sort of electrification. I'm not sold we'll be full EVs. I'd love to see renewable gas, renewable diesel. I'd like to see some hydrogen. I'd love to see it. I'm a big fan of like if you look at all these options of hydrogen and renewable fuels and renewable diesel and better near zero diesel and hybrid trucks, all that stuff. I want all of the above. I'm in the all of the above thing. I don't think there's one thing right now that is the winner. I don't believe that full battery electric trucks are the winner because towing doesn't work. And I just don't believe that people are going to buy this stuff trucks in last long period of time. And I'm going to buy an EV truck. Don't give me a hater on this. I have a Silverado E truck Avalanche on deposit. I'm going to buy this truck. I really am serious about doing this, but I just don't believe that is going to be good for everybody. I think we need an all and above plan, which is I've been kind of upset the current administration over that. And there's some states that are suing the EPA right now. I think they're right. Let's not just we're not sold yet. It's like the VHS versus beta debate. We're not quite there yet. Is there strong facts and strong movement towards full battery electric? Sure. Do they work for some people? Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching people do Rivian reviews and Rivian ownership reviews, and there's people buying the Rivian that just love it. They're not going to use it as a truck. It's an adventure vehicle for them, right? They want to sit up a little bit higher. They want to have that bed they can throw stuff in. They're not going to tow their camper, 900 miles. It's not their thing. They're techie guys though. They love the app. Like I was talking to watch this one video, and they're debating the Tesla app versus the Rivian app. That's what they were talking about in the video, and it's just that's what they're buying things are because Well, I'm EVs, battery electric EV trucks are coming, and I need to be on the forefront as best I can, old man Tim, but I need to know what the customer is looking for. And that customer is a little bit different for me. So I was trying to research these customers to see what they're talking about. And they're talking really techie stuff. And so, yeah, I think we have a long way to go to get that point. Uh, so Felt Safe was talking about this older truck he has. John says, "Is also disappointed with the 400-watt plug in my bed. My 2012 FJ has that. It's not a hybrid. I I will say I'm not allowed to talk about that anymore because I got a lot of grief over that. Uh, but I think it's complete bull. I mean, the freaking Sienna's got more power than the Tundra's got. Think about that for a minute. The minivan puts out more power in the plug than the full size truck does. Rubbing my goatee now for those that are listening to the podcast. Just let that sink in. I mean, what? What? Yeah, and if you saw my saw video where I checked the 2x4 with the Tacoma plug, you can make a pot of coffee with it or charge your phone. That's just crazy. Sport mode is the only one I agree. There was a recall on the HC for the fake plastic thing on the hood not being glued down well enough. Yeah, recalls are all over the place. GM could replace the engine, but will make the money back by reselling them. Poor customer is going to be stuck with a new truck without seat warmers, parking assistance. That's what Matthew says. And you're talking about the Duramax thing. I would agree. It seems like they can take that in and replace the engine. The only problem is the only thing is that I think that people need to understand is that GM is a company that's and Ford and Toyota and all these. They're good at building vehicles in the plants and shipping them out. For replacement stuff, they got to deal with the dealership. So they're gonna have some costs as well by paying these dealers to replace the engines. So they're gonna have to absorb some of this cost. Now, granted, shop fees that I'm sure GM dealers charge GM are a lot different than they charge consumers, but they're they're really good about doing that. So it's gonna be really interesting what's gonna happen. They're gonna track these trucks. Are they gonna ship them all back to some warehouse and then parcel them off to a dealership? Some lucky mechanics and replace 150,000 engines. I don't, I'm not sure that's going to work pretty well, right? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting what's going to happen with that. But yes, I think they'll do that. And then the seat warmer thing and parking assistance, yeah, because the semiconductor chips. Now those are going to be future proof or future add-ons or something like that. Okay, but that one boggles my mind. Seat heaters, all things. I'm gonna go about an hour tonight, so I have about 8 minutes left because my recliner is looking pretty nice, and I've had a long day. Question for Tim: what new truck is good for a 10-year-old tow? A 25-foot Airstream, 1,500 pounds, 850-pound hitch. Gas in my budget. Anything, any half ton. That weight you're looking at right now is perfect. It's a perfect weight for half ton. So to me, look for what truck you like the best looks of, the styling, the engine, and the truck you can find. Maybe number 4 is the best thing. The truck you can find on a lot, buy that one. But yeah, you should be set with all that kind of stuff. The only thing you'll have an issue with is a 150-pound hitch. That because this goes with your payload, so you're gonna have to try to find a truck more payload. Again, it could just be me. Maybe there are Rams out there with lots of payload, but the Rams I found, I just don't have it. So I would buy a less optioned truck to get more payload. Or you do that, you can find that unicorn, that heavy duty payload package, F-150, which still is a unicorn to me. But yeah, I think that's gonna be your one concern is gonna be payload with that. It's gonna be the one concern you can have. Between the recovery points, power outlet, part-time four-wheel drive, and the rear bumper, really confusing choices. Yeah, it is really confusing. So design team and safety team and legal got involved. The thing that I tell people all the time is look at the Land Cruiser, the LX600. They don't have tow hooks either, and they got plastic bumpers in front too. So I think the LX600 does. I'm not sure the Land Cruiser. I haven't seen the Land Cruiser yet, actually. So yeah, I mean, so my question is, does new 4Runner and Tacoma come with tow hooks now? If they're doing the LX600 and they're doing the Land Cruiser and the Tundra no tow hooks, does that mean new Tacoma, which should be out? I'm hoping it's gonna be out this fall too. You could have a new Tacoma, new Ranger, new Colorado Canyon. It could be really exciting times in midsize trucks. So if those trucks, if the bigger trucks don't have tow hooks, why would the smaller trucks have tow hooks? That is my question. When will GM come with the comfortable seats again? The ZR2 has comfortable seats. I'm going to record saying comfortable seats. And again, they took my feedback back to GM, and why I don't understand. I think with drive modes, I like the conversation that was sparked when you were on TFL about plugins. Makes a lot of sense. Daily driver. Oh yeah, the live stream or the podcast, what they call it. Yeah, good conversation, those guys. In the Tundra, there's a way to turn off all the driver nannies beeping at me and driving forward. Not interested. No. no. I looked in the manual. I've searched online. I've done everything. I can't find a way to turn them off. Besides, you can hit the OK button, right? You've done that, silence them. There's no way to turn them off, which frustrates me. Nickel metal hydride battery. I was close. Oh, I said a new show. Sorry, I'm getting a little fast at the moment. I'm trying to slow down. Slow down. So a new news show tomorrow called Truck News Recap, which I'll talk more about some things. More stable in the event of crash, longer lasting. Yes, I did. I am buying electric truck. And Paul Diesel, you know why I'm buying electric truck? Because I'm damn curious, and I'm not really getting invited to many of the EV truck events. Jill is a little bit more than I am, and I'm like, damn it, I am going to buy one. I see a lot of Rivian in San Diego. Someone last night headlights are cool. It is interesting. Carl, hey Carl, Carl's here. Random question for you from one right to another. Looking at how the EV truck market is currently focused on the full size segment, do you think there could be sales potential for models in the midsize or even smaller like the Maverick? I think that an EV Maverick makes a ton of sense. I think they're missing the boat there, and I think the Rivian is actually a midsize. I think the midsize makes a lot more sense for EVs. I just feel like the Lightning. Here's my thing: Lightning and the Silverado e-truck, whatever, and the Ram BEV they're doing. Those are big trucks. They're big. Full size truck is big, right? And I just don't know how people in the city are going to buy and park those full size trucks, because right now in rural America, electric doesn't work. So doesn't work so well. I mean, you can kind of make it work, I guess. I just don't understand that one. I really just don't understand. It's hard to believe that their demo data didn't showed no need for larger onboard inverter. They went and talked to construction guys and said they don't need it, and I thought that was terrible. Oh, plug your merch. Oh yeah, I have shirts, I have hats. I have more hats. These coming at right over here. I have a bunch more of the Warren hats, and people keep buying these. And you know what I have? I need you guys' help with this. Can you guys help me out with this? I have. Here's what I have. I have 2 tan pickup truck talk hats. So I'll model these for it. Okay, I'm a bad model, but if you guys want a tan one, I bought 2 just in case, and I don't know. I like the silver better. So, but if you don't want a tan one, you know what? I may even give this to you. Just email me and let me know, because I want to get rid of these. I don't want to have merch around, but I need to log in. I have a Teespring shop too. Teespring shop too. Blah blah blah. All right, this is obviously where we're wrapping things up. 22 Tundra, wait for the 23 Tundra. Wes, there's gonna be no changes in 23. I've heard a lot of comments online. People want to make they're gonna be new front end. They're gonna be new this whatever. There are gonna be no changes. Look back historically, Toyota has not made any changes or trucks like that quickly, and I can't see this new truck being any difference. If I'm never gonna tow, and my rear end is the only one in the cab, is there any reason to get half ton? Oh, okay. Wait, Lord, I gotta say this name. Lord is talking Nagra. It sounds like a Lord of the Rings kind of name. He asks, if I'm never going to tow and my rear end is the only one in the cab, is there any reason to get a half ton or just stick with something midsize? So what I would tell you is that midsize is a great option for parking, for daily driving, for parking in the garage. There isn't as much fuel economy benefits of midsize as there used to be. Full size is bigger, and the fuel economy is kind of there on par, and the pricing is kind of there depending where you look at what midsize you're looking at, what trim you're looking at. So there are some initial purchase savings by going midsize. I prefer a full size just because I like the space. I have a little Napoleon complex when it comes to space. I like the bigger room in the cabin. I do actually haul quite a bit of stuff in my truck. I tell people all the time, I don't tow a lot, but I haul a lot. I'm constantly have stuff in my bed. I'm constantly doing rock, or I'm doing sand, or I'm golf clubs and groceries and this that. Yes, I could use an SUV. I get that, but for me, I'm going to buy one vehicle, and I want to do many different tricks with that one vehicle, many different tools. So, yeah, I would just say, um, I would say midsize that fits your lifestyle better, and you like the trucks better. But if you want more cargo room, you want to be able to haul stuff, you want more opportunities to do things in the future, full size where it's at. Yes, I did. I think I made a thing about EVs. I thought it was. Um, I feel like there was a thing. I made. Didn't I tell a story about that? The Land Cruiser 300 is available to actually. Does it really? Land Cruiser 100. Who's images? I still does it have them available? Because it doesn't show the pictures. There are no pictures. Okay, so oh wait, I can press that button. Here, come along with me, guys. Let's go like this. Share. Chrome tab. Land Cruiser. Okay, so here. This is so that's an aftermarket bumper there, right? And that's a regular. So if you can't see this in live stream, I have pull up total Land Cruiser tow hooks. And yeah, I still am not seeing any tow hooks and Land Cruiser. And this is an aftermarket bumper. So the Toyota Tundra is an aftermarket bumper from OBI, I think it is, and they have a tow hook built in, which I was thinking about buying one actually. So I'm kind of curious about it. But yeah, this the picture I'm putting up on the screen is the base Land Cruiser, and there is no tow hooks. So yeah, I guess if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not seeing anything that shows tow hooks and that stuff. So let me know. All right, I'm going to whip through the rest of these questions and move along. Truck news recap plus SUV. I don't know how it's going to work, Phil. Silver for sure. Most comfortable seats in current HD pickup. Hate my ET4 seats. Ram is going to be the best. Silver hat looks great. I do. You'll take the tan? All right, Gene, email me. Paul, email Tim at pickuptrucktalk.com. I'll send you the hats to Paul and Gene. Land Cruiser unit available has available bull bars. Again, link shows official Toyota accessories off-road features. Huh? Is there any tow hooks or hidden underneath? Okay, I'll look at closely. I'll have to go check out the Land Cruiser. I stand corrected then because I did not see them. And the LX600 has recovery points or tie down hooks or whatever you want, tow hooks, whatever you call them. I'm always confused what these damn things are, but that's what I got from that. So, boom. Got through the questions. Nailed it. All right. For more, check out the channel. Check out more stuff coming out. We have a ton of videos. I can't even tell you. We're like 10, 15 behind. Phil needs to hurry up. I mean, Phil's doing a great job. But yeah, we have a lot of new videos coming for you guys. And then here shortly, we'll be at the GMC Sierra Drive. I'm doing the Mama event which is a Midwest Automotive Media Association drive with Jill. We'll be doing a lot of reviews and comparisons there. And we're going to Toyota's headquarters in 4 weeks to do their big unveil stuff. And then I'm taking vacation. And then we have the fall. It's going to be amazing. I mean, you're talking about fall. You're talking about the Colorado Canyon. You're talking about Ford Ranger. You're talking about Toyota Tacoma as all possibilities in the fall. You got heavy duties. You got Ram heavy duty. You have GM heavy duties maybe in the fall, right? You have the Silverado ZR2 Bison next year. You have the diesel coming out for GM in the spring of next year. You have the Hurricane coming out later this year, which I can't wait to drive the Hurricane. I'm going to see. I'm going to say, rock you like a hurricane. I'm going to sing that the whole time. But anyways, I'm really excited to drive that because I'm really curious the Hurricane. Big fan of Inline 6 diesel from GM. Is it the same? Am I going to be excited too, or I'm going to be let down? That is my question. So lots of cool stuff coming down the channel. As always, thanks you guys for support. You guys' support makes this happen. There's a reason I get up every morning. Yeah. I got some ocean property in Nebraska, if you believe that one too. Anyways, no, again, thanks for your support. You guys make a big difference, and I really do appreciate doing the channel. So from me to you, I will see you down the road.